Well, everybody, I guess battle lines must be drawn. As now, the great Yuri debate of our time begins. Is Yuuna attracted to Rovian, or does she want some of that sweet, sweet Yuga love? I know, there is no bigger debate in this topic going on right now. It's not totally like Gundam Witch from Mercury just exists. It is this. We are truly here for a controversial time. And also, I would also become attracted to men for an adult Yuga. But anyways, so this week's Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush pitted two characters against each other that I did not think we would see. I actually never really thought we'd see Yuga. Yuuna. See, the fucking U name thing is out of control. Stop it. Yuuna versus Manabu is something I wasn't really expecting, but I quite appreciated it. First and foremost, I really do like Manabu. I know there's the debate if he's the main rival or not, or even if there is a main rival this series. But in general, I kind of like to think of him in the rival role, and I like him a lot as a character. I kind of like the idea that he is a person who believes in the system, believes there needs to be a system and rules in place to sort of keep society going, and also make it work for the different alien immigrants and refugees who are living on the earth. But he's also not entirely blind to what is wrong with the system, and you genuinely believe he's the guy who wants to see if he can figure out a way to like curb things from the inside. Sometimes these characters are done really wrong, i.e. Suzaku. But other times in like this, it is kind of really compelling to see that one guy who's so desperate to believe that an organization can work and be the one to make it work. He's willing to sort of put himself in this now very morally gray territory to try and see if he can fix his ideals and work within something. But yeah, let's get right into the episode and what kind of leads to this whole thing. So first and foremost, the big kind of way this episode starts is that Udius and crew go to Rovian and are all like, Rovian, you've predicted so much in your not useful time on this show. Please tell us where all this is going. And she's all like, okay, but I'm going to do it in the form of, once again, a really unfunny pun poem line lyric thing. And then they're like, okay, well, we're done with you for the episode. This is why you don't talk to the kids who are very clearly on the short bus. So then Asuna shows up and she's all like, guys, there's an issue with Yuuna. And they're all like, you know, Asuna, you look old enough to be an adult, so why are you in a middle school uniform? And Asuna's all like, shut the fuck up. Clearly there's not a lot of concept or idea going into character designs in this show. But so yeah, we then find that Yuuna is ready to woman up and go looking for Yuga. And so she goes into the Goha company office, where she finds that Manabu is at her chair and has been revealed to be the one who is overseeing everything Goha does, pending the evil takeover by the MIK. And the minute Manabu starts talking, you know something is up, because now all of a sudden, instead of being his usual just like calm, cool, fun self, oh, that's another thing I like about Manabu. He doesn't fucking scream. Like, he freaks out when shit starts hitting the fan, but in a way that feels reasonable. For the most part, he is like the cool guy who's always going to try and think of a better way to handle things. But I digress. So yeah, Manabu now is all like, Kemi, I'm in charge, MIK, we're great, kill all the aliens, blah, 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 blah. And what's sort of really funny about the scene, it acts as sort of like a meta commentary on these kinds of anime, because in his head, he's like, okay, I'm acting stupid, I'm acting weird, I'm acting out of character. Clearly she's going to know that something is up, and then hopefully she'll do the right thing and leave or whatever. But the thing is, she doesn't notice this. She just assumes this is how he's acting. And then everyone else shows up, and everyone but Yuamu, because she can literally figure out anything, is all like, oh damn, he's really gone to the dark side. And what's kind of funny, what makes this funny, is that the reason they don't notice it or piece it together is because that is just how people behave in these shows. They make one dumb line one after another, and then they just pledge their loyalty to whatever dumb evil organization they work for. So why wouldn't the characters notice it when he's doing it in like a form of like hinting at something's going on? Is there a chainsaw outside my window? What the fuck's going on at like 9:06 at night? Anyways, so yeah, so then Yuna's all like, duel me, Manabu, and if I win, I don't care if you turn me in a card, you take me to Yuga, damn it. And then he's all like, all right, why won't you notice anything, you weird 60s hippie style girl? So they go onto the roof, and we just kind of get a lot of blanks filled in the next scene. I really like that Austin just explains, yeah, no, Yuga just showed up one day, and he made rush duels for us, and just kind of everything changed, and Yuuna has been like sort of weirdly enamored with him. And at first, I didn't think they would directly address the concept that she has a crush on him. I kind of just assumed, like everyone else in these kinds of shows, she would just stay like emotionally stagnant with everybody, and like just the Rovian thing would just be like a cute hint going on in the background. But no, between Yuamu's expression and the way Asuna makes it sound, and then Yuuna saying that, oh, my troubled heart, or whatever she said, it is basically explicitly said she has a crush on Yuga, and we see that having a crush on him hasn't been overtly positive in her life, which I think is interesting. I also like that between her and Yuhi, and even the way Udius acted when he saw what Yuhi has become, I think introduces an interesting theme to this show, and this sense of guilt from the inability to act, or the inability to like live up to responsibilities. And what I mean by that is Udius feels bad and kind of blames himself for everything that has happened, and also that Yuhi has now gone down this sort of darker attitude path. In the last episode, we saw Yuhi feels guilty that he couldn't do anything to help Udius or then help Yuga. And here we see that Yuuna feels guilty that she relies on Yuga, that she believes that Yuga will fix everything, that she sat back and watched everything get worse because she believed Yuga would be the one to fix things. And that she is to recognize that if she wants to overcome this and get better, she has to stand up and go and start doing things on her own. I also like the way it's represented in her head, that basically every aspect of her personality acknowledges this. She knows this, like deep down she knows the truth, but she can't like let it come to the forefront yet because she's just not ready for it. I think a lot of us do get like that. We know what the right thing to do is, but we don't really want to admit it to ourselves till it's basically screaming at us what is to do. I guess the point to making it like the other Goha siblings is just to be like a nod, because the characters have told me weird nods to previous characters. It was weird though when the blue-haired version of her said tuna, because it's sort of like you made fun of that trope 10 minutes ago, and now for a minute you're just embracing it, but whatever. The duel itself is pretty fun. I like the idea that she was inspired to do spellcasters, but do it her own way. She busts out her own fusion, and then Manabu's all like, I got a trap because I'm a more important character than you, so I've got to keep going. And then, my boy, my man, he busts out a maximum. I'm still not over how happy I am that these things are back, and how just exciting and fun it is to see them show up. Also, the CGI on the one last week looked kind of awkward. Manabu's just looks fucking badass. Like, that was so cool. He brings it out and he wins the duel, and we find out, yeah, basically anyone can get carded, as we do in every fucking Yu-Gi-Oh show ever. Anyone can get carded, and I kind of like the idea that Yuuna just accepts it. She's like, I will face whatever happens next head on, rather I'm trapped as a card for like the next 5 minutes, or who knows. I really like that bit. I also just like the look on Manabu's face. This is what I was talking about being in a morally gray area. Manabu is still involved for the MIK for, as he put it, a specific reason. This reason most likely is to like save someone who can fix it or fix it himself. But the thing is, in order to do that, it means he must cross this moral line he wouldn't normally do otherwise. In order to maintain a belief that the system can save things, he has to go to an extreme that he would not normally go to, and will potentially pit all his friends against him. I'm curious to see if we will see Udius duel Manabu soon, just out of the fact that I've seen you now betray everything I believed in you with. What happens next? Just that final shot of just like showing Manabu's face, like him hiding his eyes, the more gray darkness against the sunset, and showing that he accepts the bad thing he's just been a part of, is actually a really strong finale and makes me really want to see what happens next. But what did you think? In the comment section below, give me your thoughts on this episode. Do you like Manabu? Do you think he's the main rival? Do you wish that Yuuna could just be gay? Or are you okay with the fact that she is attracted to Yuga? Again, that is a good man to be attracted to. But anyways, as for the TCG question of the week, something really cool I saw was this morning, it was announced that that Master Duel will be at Worlds, which I forget if we knew that already, but it's going to be at Worlds, but it will actually be a 3v3 in line with how Bushiroad Springfest works, where whoever wins their region gets to pick 2 other players and will go up against teams from other regions. You know what? I'm just going to say this. Again, I don't play Master Duel. I just don't care. But this is a really cool, fun idea, and I like the idea you can include more people and players can strategize more, and it makes it just feel unique. I think the best part about Master Duel is that it's grown into its own fun, unique format and has its own interesting way of showing people how to do Yu-Gi-Oh! But give me your thoughts about that in the comment section below. And as always, click to like, click to subscribe, and join me next week where I guess we're finally sending these kids to fucking school.